Good afternoon, UAW Local 862. It's been an almost impossible past 2 days to keep up with things. Yesterday we had our union meeting there on Tuesday at KTP Union Hall. A lot of questions were shared about the strike process. Both chairpersons were able to speak. We were able to give a little bit of information on behalf of International, what we know. We talked about some of the things going right, things going wrong, some of the things that are going around on Facebook, what have you, that were incorrect. But trying to dial in today to be prepared for our meeting tomorrow. Actually, it's a rally, if you will. So we're going to have an early meeting in the morning. We'll prepare for our strike readiness and support of the Michigan Assembly Plant strike. And it's "We Are Ready in the South. UAW, stand up, fight back." So what does this mean? The rally tomorrow means that we're coming together to support those striking workers. It's also telling Ford Motor Company here in Louisville, Kentucky, and across the country, to include Michigan, that not only are we ready to be tapped on the shoulder, we are ready to fight alongside of those who have already been picked. Now, this does not mean that we will go on strike at one of our plants or both. Both of our assembly plants could go together. They could be chosen or touched on separately, or we could not be selected this time to participate in the strike as it's being moved forward. That all that intelligence is being, discerned by the International Union, the President's office, the negotiators, where they're at in negotiations, Chuck Browning, Vice President in leadership. And there was a lot of conversation last night. Just sometimes we have different levels, right, of information. The 5,000 foot view, 10,000, 15,000. As president, I might be somewhere around the 35,000 foot view, but we really have all the way up to the 50,000 foot view, and each level has certain things that it has to engage upon. And the membership, a lot of times we think that the membership knows what's going on just because we're used to trying to put out the information and the old deductive reasoning and information that's been shared in the past. It doesn't always happen that way. So rightfully so, if you have a member come in and ask a question, like, hold on a minute, I understand. Let's feed this information to you in total transparency. Try to show some examples that happened in the past. But everything is strategized based upon where we're at in negotiations, cost to our international strike fund, obviously the strategic play on the plants and the leverage. So we have to leave those things up to the International Union. The International Unions ask a lot of things of the members. Turn down overtime if you can. We talked about the union meeting. We can't tell everybody and their families and their households what to do. You do what's needed to do for you. Some of you, we understand, that haven't had the opportunity to save like others. Some of you are working 2 jobs, and that's why we're fighting this fight. So we just had a lot of good cross information shared at the union meeting and some of the processes. So the International Organizing Committee hit us probably yesterday in the middle of the first union meeting of the day. So 1:30 or so, we got a call. Vice President Shekel stepped off, took the call, and they said, we're going to have a rally supporting the stand-up and the strike workers, and it's going to be a southern rally, and they like to host it here at the Louisville Assembly Plant, or in Louisville, Kentucky. Obviously, KTP, we've got construction going on. Hopefully, they're going to wrap that up in the next 2 weeks, and we can start working on our additional parking. But it wasn't an option, so we went with Louisville Assembly Plant Union Hall. Our practice picket, probably somewhere around 400 to 500 members were here. We look for that to be larger than that. I think we'll have anywhere between 500 and 1,000 members. I don't know, but we're trying to prepare to the best of our ability. So let's look at the timeline. So if you want to show up, we think a good time to show up is between 5 and 6. The earlier the better. Some people will get here at 4, we know. The back of the rear parking lot behind the first gate of the Louisville Assembly Plant on the right side of the hall and back, that's all going to be parking. That's it. The whole front of the Union Hall is going to be cordoned off, and that's just going to be for our members. We're going to have the Recreation Committee there. They're going to be putting together some food, hot dogs, and bratwurst, I believe. It's 6 o'clock, 5 to 6 o'clock hour. People are hungry, so we want to try to have something for you. Water will be available as well. We ask you to bring your strike whistles. Please wear red if you can. We like to see a sea of red. We have signage. If you have signage you want to bring it. We won't be utilizing any strike signs, if you will, for our local union. We don't want to send the wrong message, but we will have the support signs that will be utilizing the UAW Local 862 signs, so forth and so on. If you want to get here and get prepared for that, please bring your strike whistle if you have one. If you don't have one, we'll be handing out somewhere around 100, 150 strike whistles. We'll be utilizing those throughout the rally. From the 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock pre-rally interviews or intros, if you will. We'll have the mayor coming in around 5:15, somewhere around that time point. And then we'll also have someone designated from the governor's office. The governor is actually out of state, or will be out of a town during that time and cannot be here, but we may see one of the Secretary of Education Workforce Development. Somebody should be here on behalf of the governor. And then, of course, Morgan McGarvey, who has just been an awesome supporter of UAW. He's going to be here as long as they don't extend over this government shutdown in D.C., but he said he wants to be here, he plans to be here, and if not, he will have a representative here for his office. We may have some Metro Council officials coming by. David Yates might be coming by. So we've got a lot of our political friends that's helped us out and has continued to help us out, and they'll be in to speak to us. The rally will start at 6, probably run around 6:30. Shouldn't be any later than 6:45. It's going to be hosted by Local 862. Our lead person here will be Brother Tim Smith, Director of Region 8, also George Palmer, Assistant Director, and then we have a lot of staff that'll be here. National Ford more than likely won't be here unless they send a representative. I doubt it. They've got a daunting task, and they need to stay there and keep doing what they're doing. And we don't know if the International President's Office will be here or if they will have a designee. But they are notified, and we are a part of that key strategy, right? That strategic plan. And we've been in constant communication. Just spoke with the President a couple of days ago, or a day and a half ago. So with that, I wanted to give you an update the best we can. The theme of our rally is "We are ready in the South. Stand up, fight back." Again, that's tomorrow. Please be careful. Also, one of the things that we wanted when you come in, again, please be careful. That parking in the rear of the parking lot, we're also going to be parking in Build My Place to the right of the hall, if you're looking at the front of the LAP hall. And then to the left is Paper Cone on the other side of Industrial Boulevard there. Is it Industrial? Yeah, words are running together today. But Paper Cone, there's a security gate there, and we'll be going in there. Please, if you park any of those locations, be mindful. If you have any trash, please don't leave the trash there in those locations. We're going to have people look, but we want to be able to continue to have those benefits, and those corporate partners allow us to share parking. If you park across the street, please be careful. We met with the division commander of LMPD, let them know what's going on. We really want you to be careful if you're trying to cross the street, because we don't want anyone losing their lives. We do have LMPD officers lined up in the division to help us ingress and egress from our plant locations. Our Union Hall locations. Last chance to shop at the Shepherdsville Employee Store this month. Sunday, September the 24th is the cutoff for UAW members, friends, and families. And then I believe we got one more, don't we, Vice President, in December? Okay, so we've got one more, and it's just before Christmas. But that's where you have the discount store for Columbia Sportswear in Shepherdsville. So with that, thank you very much. You have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow for your support. Look for a big time.